Boom! Eyes on the ball, 2-man up. We're here today. I don't know why I stopped for so long.
I lie.
I want to have the people thinking I lagged out or something. But nah, man, we're here again. We're back again for another great episode. There's a lot of questions that I want to ask, a lot of things to get into, to dive deep and under, get the bigger picture. Every little word that we like to do. We don't like to just go and look at the game and look at just the big talking points in the games from the weekend. We like to draw conclusions from the game, not chop and change from week to week, but see if there's connections in the points that we're making every single week.
Trends and things of that nature, you know.
100%. So, having said that, I think there's no better place to start than our teams, United and Chelsea.
Yo, I'm tryna get my sterling up in the city, so s'il play. As soon as my child can walk, it's straight Project Mbappe. But all the verbal, as soon as I hear that whistle, we get straight to the action. Come on lads, where's the passion? Do like Alan we wear headbands for the fashion. If the defenders drop back, we counter and then attack them. I got my eye on the ball, I got my eye on the ball, yeah. I got my eye on the ball, I got my eye on the ball, yeah. I got my eye on the ball, I got my eye on the ball.
Obviously, Josh ain't here today, but he's given the people the message. He said he'll be back soon. Any change, any budge? Are you still Oli out? Are you still your same old ideas about Oli? Like, is he still not the man? What did he show?
Yeah, I'm still... Whoa. Well, he definitely just basically emphasized my or clarified, reinforced, whatever word you want to use, 100%, man. Because my issue with him is, you know, it's been consistent. I think games where we're asked to not possess the ball, we do well, and that's been throughout his tenure. Like away from home, or if we're against another big club. I think he sets up well in big games as well. He sets up well, but when we're asked to take the onus, take the game by the scruff of the neck, it just feels like he can't do it, fam. And really and truly, not every game is going to be a big game or a game when you're away from home. You have to create sustainability. You have to create a system in where you can trust your players to hold on to the ball. You can trust your players to consistently create chances. I just don't like the idea that we cannot play with the ball. Do you get what I'm saying? And we might put that down to excuses as far as personnel, but that's that's where the manager has to develop players and form the system. The game, I think, you know, that people can look at it different ways. For me personally, I just think it was a bottle job. Like, we're at home. Yeah, I just think he bottled it. Like we're at home. Why are you leaving that caliber of players on the bench at Old Trafford? Yeah. For me, it don't make no sense. You've got Cavani on the bench, Mason Greenwood on the bench, Donny van der Beek on the bench, Paul Pogba on the bench. Alex Tellers couldn't even make the squad. Like, and you've got Fred starting, McTominay starting, Dan James and Mata. Like, I understand, you know, you want to shore up the defense, and I understand, innit? But I just think you can't sacrifice your quality in order to get discipline. But do you know what I mean? You have to be able to install that within your best players.
Question though to you again though, but don't you think that it's come to that? It's come to sacrificing your stars in order to get some sort of balance? Because it's not like you've been in great form. Yeah, PSG was great, but Newcastle was great wins. But it's not like you've had a blistering start to the season. So,
but that's what I'm saying though. That will get us results, yes. Like, but I'm saying in the long term, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? We can't. How long is Paul Pogba gonna sit on the bench? Paul Pogba's been coming off the bench for the past 3 or 4 games. I'm even hearing reports now that he doesn't want to play deep and stuff like that. So what adjustment is Oli gonna make? Do you know what I mean? I don't think he has the tactical nous to play Paul Pogba in a position where you can get the best out of him, as in Paul Pogba and Bruno. I just think, you know, long term, obviously in the short term, I give him credit. The PSG result was great.
Yeah.
Like there's been games where he's shown that you know, he can make a game plan, get the tactics right. Do you feel me? Yeah. And let's be honest, even a broken clock is right twice.
Bro, I like that. Still, I hear it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like in terms of building something, building a culture, building sustainability, Ollie's not the guy at the end of the day.
Hey, nah, not gonna lie. I have to clip that. That's a take still.
It's the truth.
That's the truth.
It's the truth.
But do you know what it is? Do you know what? I've heard all you said, yeah. And in my opinion, if I was to describe that game in terms of in emotion, in terms of an action, I'd say it's the flip of a coin. So whatever side it lands on, that's what you take in it. On one side, you have I'd say the negatives. I'd say on both sides for either manager. Any manager who has instilled some sort of basically tactical nous or basically some sort of just something changes that game in an instant.
Thank you.
A different, you know when they say it can't get any worse. So the way the first half went, it can't get any worse. One team takes on the initiative and then takes the game by the scruff of the neck and wins the game.
And things happen from there. Exactly.
That's what normally happens. And I think both teams kind of settled for it. I know United, I would say, not even shaded. United definitely had the better opportunities. However, I wouldn't say anything was clear cut. Mendy didn't make good saves,
bro.
Apart from
we're at home at the end of the day.
The Rashford one gave me flashbacks. Remember the Rashford goal where the David Luiz mistake and Rashford literally blasted it in the bottom corner. I think.
Yeah.
Gave me flashbacks. But Mendy,
good save. No, Mendy had a good performance still.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Mendy and Thiago Silva.
But it's telling when you're saying Maguire, Lindelof, Thiago Silva, and Mendy were the best players on the pitch. Do you get what I'm saying? Exactly. That just shows you what kind of game it was. And then the other side of the coin is, for me personally, I think both fan bases are overreacting a bit. I learned not to overreact, especially after the Sevilla game. Look, Chelsea, what they showed me is that they can set out a game plan to not concede and not concede. Do you get what I'm saying? They did that against Sevilla, did that against United, and I've got 2 clean sheets for it. So now I've seen we're actually capable of not conceding when we said we don't want to concede. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing you need to instill into the mindset of your players. I think Thiago Silva and Mendy they're looking like bargain buys now. Like everyone was
100. Thiago Silva on a free. Bro, that's looking like great.
He's still looking like, and it's.
But just to interrupt you, bro.
Yeah, go on.
I agree with your point about keeping clean sheets and things of that nature. But at least Lampard is doing it while playing Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. He ain't sitting them on the bench and starting Giroud and you know what I mean, some dead ballers. He doesn't even trust himself enough to play his best players and instill discipline in them.
Do you know what?
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get that point. However, what I will say to Ollie's defense is he hasn't been helped by some of the form of his players. And there's no doubt about it. Like, fam, Pogba, as much as I cut him slack in the beginning of the season, he had Corona here, but now it's time to kick on. He needs to show up now.
For me, Donny van der Beek, there's no excuse.
Van der Beek. The thing is, look, this is what it comes down to. Don't fall into the trap of, like, United are a team that get clicks. How long?
But I'm not saying that.
Hold on. How long was it till I started saying, Pep, you need to start playing Bernardo Silva? You can't tell me the guys that are starting are better than Bernardo Silva. Do you get what I'm saying? It was a long period of time. How long was it before we started saying, Mahrez needs to get into the team? Like, it's not like your wingers are playing. Like, bro, let's relax. It's only 6 games. Do you get what I'm saying?
Point, yeah. Just Bernardo Silva, Leroy Sané is starting ahead of him. Do you get what I'm saying? Who's the second guy you mentioned? Mahrez. Raheem Sterling is playing. Do you get what I'm saying? We're starting Juan Mata and Dan James. With Donny van der Beek, Pogba, it just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, really and truly, I'm not a believer, man.
But do you know what's mad though? And think about it like this, yeah. We're saying in this period, Ollie could come out of this stretch of games, yeah, where he could get sacked. But really and truly, you go and beat Leipzig tomorrow, and then you beat Arsenal at the weekend. He's come out with 4 points in the Champions League and 7 out of 9 points in a 3-game stretch. What are you saying then?
I'm saying he's had a good period. I give him credit. I'm not going to be someone that's, allow my thoughts to dictate what I see.
So no matter if he finish, and then I'm going to ask you this question.
That's what I'm saying. If he, shows that he can, not if he shows, because I don't want to take it to the big picture perspective, but on a game by game thing, I'm not going to say that he didn't do it, it's the players or stuff like that, as some people would say. I'll give him the credit that he deserves. But my stance is just big picture, long term. I just don't think he's the guy. Short term, I'm backing him. I want to see him do well. Obviously, I'm a United fan, but big picture.
I'm gonna answer this question for me, and I'm gonna kind of build into the question. Yeah, think about the way the league's going this year. All it's gonna take for you to get a good position is a quality run of games. Like last year, the reason why I say it till this day, the reason why Lampard finished in the top 4 is because of that middle patch we had. I've forgotten what months it was, where we went on like a 12 game, I think it was, unbeaten.
And that was after, I think it was like, it's after you lost 4-0 to us, you had another dead game and you went on a mad run.
Exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? And it was an unbeaten run. There was a couple of draws at the beginning, but then we started winning consecutively.
Picking up 3 points,
Burnley, Watford, Southampton, Arsenal. There were good games in that stretch. Mm-hmm. And that's all it's going to take, again, for another team to basically solidify themselves within the top 3, top 4 bracket. So I'm saying to you now, if Oli then picks up that kind of form and he's second, third, that's within reach. Like, is there still a reason to sack him then?
No, I don't think there's a reason to sack him. Do you know what I mean?
But then he's good. But deep it, if Oli finishes second or third, he's going to be there next year. Like, that's what you need to remember. He will be.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I just don't see him building the kind of team that is a championship winner, that is a Champions League winner. So I don't see him building that kind of team. I think he can have, good runs, good periods, good moments, but that's what I'm saying. It goes back to the big picture at the end of the day. And to be honest, that's something that I'd ask you. Like, do you think Lampard is the guy in the big picture that could lead you to success? Because, we might throw money at the issue. We might have short-term success, but building an actual winner is a different ball game. You need to be an elite manager. Do you know what I mean? Dead managers don't have that kind of success. So, and I don't think Oli is that kind of guy. Hopefully, if he does stay in a job, he can develop into that. But I don't really think he is. How do you feel about Lamps in that?
Before I answer that question, one thing I will say is, and it's kind of in response to what the man in Mat 360 said. Fuad actually mentioned, and he said that it's something I disagree with actually very, very strongly. He said that Oli, Lampard, Arteta, clubs of this nature need to stop these sentimental hirings, and these managers can't win the league. They can't build something for you. And I have to disagree with that, because we're only looking at it as sentimental because of the time period. Context matters, man, in football. Context is huge. And if we look at each individual case, what they came into and where the club is now, you can't tell me the reason why United are in a place where it is now. It's reaped down from the board, and it's not been Oli's fault. It's come from Moyes. It started from when Fergie retired, and it's now Oli. Oli's now having to face the brunt of Moyes' decisions, Van Gaal's decisions, Woodward's mistakes, the Glazers' mistakes. And not gonna lie to you, fam, we can get onto him all we want, but he pulls the rabbit out of the bag all the time when he's under pressure.
That's what I say, though. I do give him.
You gotta rate it. You can't. Yeah, you've got to rate it.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. We have to separate the short term and the long term.
Let me wrap it up. Let me wrap it up. The same thing goes for Arteta. Complained so much about what Emery was doing. We see signs of defensive improvement under the situation. Obviously, he's not been able to get everyone that he'd maybe like, but fam, he's improved the team to an extent. Context matters. Emery left the team in a dire state, like no confidence. Xhaka throwing the armband on the floor. Like, guys, the best thing about Arsenal season was probably Aubameyang's goals. Do you get what I'm saying? And
that was the only good thing.
Fair enough, I've been Arteta's biggest critic because I think people have let him off the hook. Like, he's getting away with murder sometimes in terms of, like, he's literally sacrificed the attacking impetus of Arsenal. However, let's allow these managers building blocks. The reason why Ferguson was so successful, and I don't care what anyone says, yes, he won the FA Cup. Bro, he was, like, the reports are, obviously I wasn't around them times, but the reports are he was on the verge of being sacked if he didn't win that title. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I saw a comment, someone said that Fergie was a nobody. Someone replied, "No, he wasn't a nobody. He was a big manager in Scottish football." However, I don't care about that. He was a manager that was given time. He was on the verge, back against the wall, and then he pulled out of it. Don't tell me Neil Lennon isn't going to be given a big job in England because he's dominated Scottish football. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
My thing is, these managers, as much as we will complain, and I'm still going to complain, of course, I'm going to see a result that isn't going to go my way. And we will complain because we are reactionary, we are fans, we love our club. But in the long run, are you going to give your manager time to put in place building blocks? Fam, title winners don't happen overnight. It's never happened. Every single team that wins the league is as a result of a process. Even Chelsea, that when we sack managers and the next manager comes in and wins the league, the reason why we win the league the season after is because we have winners in the team. We have people with experience in the team. The reason why Ferguson was able to win league upon league upon league. Think about the key thing about Ferguson teams. Even in transition, when Ronaldo was leaving, when Berbatov was leaving, when guys were leaving, there was a turnover. They still had the winners in the squad, but then turned it over with guys who will take on that mentality. Think about the Evra and Vidic signings. When he signed Evra and Vidic, who were they? I didn't know who they were.
Literally.
Probably big United legends. The Liverpool process. Klopp came in, building blocks.
But you know what the common thread is in what you're saying, bro?
Go on.
The manager is I don't want to be like harsh in it, but Oli hasn't shown me anything to believe in him. That's why, and we're not talking results. We're not talking about results in games. We're talking about building a culture. We're talking about a style of play. We're talking about sustainable development of players. I'm just not seeing enough. Do you know what I mean? I think in the short term, maybe, and I do give him credit. You know, he's, as you said, he has to, you know, bounce back from the mistakes of managers in previous years. And I give him huge credit because for that, because, you know, some people might say he hasn't developed Rashford and Martial and them and there, but I would disagree. And I think,
bro, what prediction did you make last year that they came through on? You have to give Oli credit to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
40 goals in all competitions. You said I laughed at you at the beginning of the season for saying
exactly.
That.
Most people did.
But they did it. Do you get what I'm saying?
You definitely have to give Oli credit for that, innit?
100%.
That's what I'm saying. You can't be blinded. Do you know what I mean? By your perspective. You have to be able to see it as it is, but I still don't think in the long term he is the guy. I think he's the guy that has steadied the ship. You know, he's given us a direction.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. And then he set it up for the next guy to come in and lead us back to the promised land, kind of thing. I just don't think he hasn't shown me enough to believe in him. And at the end of the day, that's the key. Do you believe in the manager? Because Fergie, as you said, was on the brink of maybe leaving, but I'm sure the higher ups and the fans back then believed in him, and that's the thing. Do you believe in the guy at the helm? That's why I asked you about Lampard. At the end of the day, do you believe in him? Because that's the key.
I think look. This is my thing, and I'm going to link it to the NBA. Look, I believe in Lampard. I'm always going to believe in the manager we have in place.
Is that because of sentimental reasons or evidence?
Hold on. Let's look at it. Let's call it for what it is. I've disagreed with Lampard. There's so many decisions that I've disagreed with Lampard for making. Handling of players, management of the squad, tactics, lineups, you name it. I've disagreed with so many things. However, I still stand by it till this day. What he did last year is still one of the most underrated achievements in football. To come in to infuse about 6 under 21 players into the under 22 players into the lineup. No new signings, no transfer window. Second year as a manager, unprecedented circumstances. I don't care if we were Chelsea. We didn't have Chelsea type players at the time, like what you would consider
for sure
Chelsea type players, and he finished fourth. Arguably, should have finished third. You can even say joint third because we finished on the same points.
Yeah,
it's an underrated achievement.
But that's similar to the Oli scenario, though, because as I said, I give him credit for what he did with Martial.
Exactly. So isn't that enough credit to allow them to build on it? Of course, I get the fact that you're not seeing it, and if you're not seeing it, I'm not disagreeing with you for not seeing it, innit?
That's the thing.
You're not seeing it, innit? For me, I honestly do believe it's just a case of getting it right. If he gets what I think is right, we're gonna see he's gonna like basically reap the benefits of that. Do you get what I'm saying? And I just
I could hear that. I can hear that.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's not like
there's so many pieces to the puzzle, though, bro.
Of course, but it's not like I'm not saying what these managers need to do. No, in fact, it is what these managers, what you're asking of these managers to do is groundbreaking. The Ancelottis of this world, the Mourinhos, the Peps will struggle with Chelsea, United, Arsenal to rebuild these type of teams because
for sure
the turnover has been nuts. For Arsenal, they've been in this deeply entrenched Wenger era where Wenger stayed longer than his time. Do you know how hard it is to undo the mentality of something that's been there for 20 years, 20 plus years? The same thing goes for United, Ferguson era. Same thing goes for Chelsea. Chelsea used to be a revolving door. Now we're changing the model of trying to infuse continuity. You don't get that in 2 years. You don't get that in 3 years. That's what I'm trying to explain. Do you get what I'm saying?
Like, no, I think that's a good point. I think that is a good point.
When you're trying to change models,
big managers will struggle as well.
Fam, when you're trying to change models, bro, models don't change in a year. They change over time. And you have to allow that time, or else the process won't take place. Fam, it's like before you go, it's like a plant, fam. Plants don't just grow into what you want them to be overnight. You gotta water it. You gotta put the sun on it. If there's gonna be days where you're thinking, is this thing actually growing? Like, it should be growing more. It should be on track. Unplanned rain. This is what's happening. Unplanned things are happening. Guys in the squad, you don't know who you're going to sell. You don't know who you're going to keep. It's the intangibles, man. And that's why, as much as, yes, we're going to disagree as fans and be reactionary, let's take a step back. Let's look at it for what it is. What Oli has done, yeah? Tell me what Oli has done, yeah? Isn't or can't be seen as a bit impressive. Just a bit, a tad.
But no, bro, you made good points. And I don't even disagree with you. Do you get what I'm saying? But I can't. What I'm judging him on isn't about short term.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I'm looking for the little nuggets that show me he can be the Manchester United manager for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And I haven't seen that. That's the truth. I haven't seen that. I think in the short term, he's done a good job. He's done a good job of steadying the ship. You know, getting the best out of our young players and things like that, or some of them. But I just, in the long term, bro, I just don't think he has the chops, the tactical nous. And that is really the key for me, the tactical aspect. Do you get what I mean? The fact that you can't, it goes back to the point I made earlier, the fact that you can't, you know, install some discipline in your best players, that just shows that you're not developing anyone, you're not improving anyone, you're not, you know, you're not able to change roles. All you're trying to do is find the right guy that does what you want to do. And funny enough, this actually goes back to something that I said to you prior, that it feels like he just wants to stay in the job. He doesn't want to build something. Do you know what I mean? It just feels like he's just trying to keep the ship afloat.
Look, I'll definitely agree with you in the sense that I believe that Oli, Arteta, and even to some degree Lampard, they're yes men, innit? They haven't got like this authoritative.
But Oli's the worst of them. Oli's the worst.
I'd say Arteta's the worst of them.
No, Oli literally sits there during games, doing nothing, saying nothing, showing no expression. Like, how do you think your players are going to react to that? Isn't it important for you to get through to your players during the game?
I think that's unfair, man, because if you look at Roy Hodgson doesn't make many facial expressions.
Yeah, but Roy Hodgson has got 50 or even 100 years of body of work.
No, of course, but my point is, look, my point. I get what you're saying, but trust me. Okay, that's fair enough. I'm not trying to compare Roy Hodgson and Oli, of course not. But what I'm trying to do is basically try and show you that, bro, these things take time. And
I don't disagree.
Look at everyone's process. What is the common theme between United, Arsenal, and Chelsea? They've never when in this change of strategy, no one's been given time. No one has been given time. For crying out loud, Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League for us. The trophy we were looking forward to. He didn't even get a season.
Yeah.
AWB was the guy brought in to try and do this overhaul of the old players. He didn't even last the season.
Like, AVB.
Sorry, Andre Villas-Boas. Yeah, I said AWB. He's in my mind. He pocketed my attack. You get me, fam? Mbappe and then Pulisic. Like, fam, what this guy's on smoke. But nah, like, look at United. Fair enough, Mourinho was toxic, but yeah, no. Do you know what? Let's not even talk about. You can't even talk about the Mourinho. But Louis van Gaal. Some people even say till this day that Louis van Gaal should have had another season after the FA Cup. Like,
no, it's fair.
Fam, that's what I'm saying. It's the time. I
agree with you, bro. That he isn't helped by the dysfunction above him, because that is the reality. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? The truth is, maybe we'll never get back to the glory days with Ed Woodward at the helm.
But that's a scary
the Glazers at the helm
ultimatum, though. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, fam.
But bro, that's a potential reality. Like, look at Arsenal. Arsenal haven't won the league for 15 plus years.
3-4, yeah.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? 15 years now. I'm sure if you said that to an Arsenal fan back then, they'll tell you that there's no world that.
But let's look at the reasons why. It's not like, in my opinion. Let's look at your transfer window now.
I think it's upstairs with Arsenal, by the way. I think it's upstairs. And that is the common thread with United.
The difficulty is, though, I find it difficult to compare the United and Arsenal situation because it was so clear in Arsenal's way of... So from the transfers, the guys they bought and the guys they sold, that they were lacking ambition. United, yeah, people were getting onto the transfer window, but bro... You brought in some quality players. The Cavani deal, yeah. The flip side, maybe he wasn't the guy he wanted, but he brings much needed experience to an attack. That last year, if Rashford and Martial weren't available, Dan James is playing up front. Do you get what I'm saying? The same goes for Alex Telles. Alex Telles, you've been crying out for a left back, and Alex Telles is literally I'm even happy you didn't get Reguilon, because Alex Telles, I think, is an upgrade to Reguilon.
So too.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because of experience, Champions League experience, all of that kind of stuff. And then what? Van der Beek, of course, yes. We haven't seen him play. We haven't seen the full ability. But
I hear I'm saying
like, there's been ambition in your signing. No, fam, let me even...
ambition.
Let me go back.
You know what the difference is, though, bro? This goes down to Ed Woodward now. Where is the consistency? Where is the plan? Because really and truly, you bring in Alex Telles, but he can't even make the bench in a game against Chelsea. He's only made one appearance. No, I'm just saying that this is evidence of the plan. There's no plan. Van der Beek is the same thing. Van der Beek has started one game, and I think it was against Luton. Do you know what I mean?
I think he started the game against Brighton, so away. I mean in the
Premier League
Cup, Carling Cup, Carabao Cup. Sorry.
Oh yeah. But
yeah, it's still bad.
I just think it's evidence. It's evidence of that, the fact that there's no plan. Do you know what I mean? I think there's so many nuances within this conversation, innit? But I don't know, man. Because it's truly we're talking about ineptitude. Because we were originally speaking about the managers. Now we've got, we've dove into a number of things. But I think it's hard, man. It's hard to be successful at the level that
this is what it is. Look, this is what it is. Yeah. These managers, in my opinion, it's half and half. It's a bit of my opinion, a bit of devil's advocate, fam. These managers are being scapegoated, in my opinion, innit? Because there's room for them to be criticized, bro. You have to look. Let's call it for what
scapegoated is far fetched, bro.
I don't think it's far fetched. Think about it. It's a bit like the NBA, like what Jordan said recently in that Goat Talk interview, that sit down thing that he did. He basically said, bro, I would not survive in today's day and age of social media. And for a guy who is widely considered the GOAT of the NBA, of basketball, for him to say something like that just goes to show how difficult it is to perform. And it's not only your family, it's not only your friends, it's not only the pundits, it's not only ex-players, it's not only your own players, it's even fans now. Fans are in on it now with all the widespread social media, podcasts from here to there, different channels, fan channels, broadcasts, and people see it. Everyone sees it. You think Mandem aren't going into training talking about what Mandem has said about me? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, they're saying, when you put a party dance video that maybe they're mocking him, you think they're not going into the changing room and maybe laughing about it as well? Bro, everyone is seeing it. It's toxic out there. That's why there's so much pressure, and that's why I say the scapegoat element is there for me, in my opinion, because
I think that just comes with the times.
It does, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Exactly, that's just the reality.
I think all in all, I think the solution is there's a common theme between all these managers, and what that theme is, in my opinion, is the best players are not being maximized. They're not being, whether it be them not being instilled into the starting lineup, but
that's more of a criminal offense, by the way.
No.
Admitting that you basically can't, tell the player to play a certain role or develop the player. That's worse than actually trying it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. But there's 3 dimensions to it though. United is you can't get your best players on the pitch and get the result you want. Arsenal's is you can't get your best player, bar Aubameyang, on the pitch when your literal problem is the thing that he solves.
Creating chances and that.
You can't get your best players to play in their best position because you're sacrificing one element for another element, and that's Chelsea's problem. Like, play your best player in the best position. Stop doing tactical that you don't
shoehorning man them into the line.
So it's like it's all about these managers now looking at it and thinking, all right, cool. Who are the best players in this team, and how can I get them to be the best that they can possibly be?
Get the best out of them.
You get what I'm saying? And that is the solution for me. Stop looking at, I don't even know what they're looking at, but stop looking at what you're not. Your eyes should not be on anything else but getting your best players into the lineup, into the system, playing your best football around these players, and then hopefully we see results. If we're not seeing results after that, then yeah, cool.
Bro, and I completely agree. And my issue is, Oli hasn't shown that. Oli hasn't done that.
Fair enough.
He might get results in the short term, might go on a nice run, might go on a 10-game period without losing a game. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? Literally, the description you just gave, getting the best out of your best players, developing a system, developing continuity. I haven't seen it, and he hasn't shown me anything that shows he can develop that. And that's my issue at the end of the day, man. But listen, you still ain't answered my question about Lamps. You said you believe in him, but do you think he can lead you back to glory? Do you get what I mean? Genuinely.
Look, it's just too early to say, man. It's honestly because it's a bit unfair. Like, you want me to come out and just say, but when is it a long enough time to say, like, he hasn't shown me anything yet? When do you start asking questions? Because, like, fam, really and truly, like, I don't want to put like a specific time period on it, but it's like, you need to show me something. To be honest, I'll give you 2 years. If you haven't shown me anything in 2 years, and I'm not talking about results, do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about short-term achievements. At the end of the day,
obviously, it's building blocks. I understand what you're saying.
And it's building blocks. It's a results-based business at the end of the day. How you keep your job is results. You're saying...
But we're talking about going back to winning leagues, though. That winning a game on a Monday night against Brighton or something is good, but that's not showing me you can get us. And to be honest, United even struggle to win against the lower level teams. But that's what I'm saying. When I look at the big picture, there's too many gaps in the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? There's too many.
If I try and simplify it in terms of your question, when I look at Lampard's first ever game against United and the most recent game against United, I'd say there's improvement, 1000%, because what
is that improvement enough? That's the key.
I think, bro, we're 5 games into the season where we've not had a great start, but we're 4 points off the top. So, like, call that whatever you may call it, but it's not a coincidence. It's not like you go and bring in Pep Guardiola and anything's going to change, because down the road, the same thing's happening in his side. Like, it's not like, this is not just bring a new manager thing. That's the easy way out, in my opinion. It's the easy way out. And
I understand. There's never going to be a perfect situation.
Yeah, of course.
But I want to be confident knowing I believe in this guy. Do you know what I mean? I understand it's a results-oriented business, as you said. But when I look at the big picture, you know, getting us back to actually winning. Because, bro, we ain't won the league in what, 8 years?
Since Ferguson's last season.
Bro, like, we're running out of time. We ain't trying to be Arsenal. We are not trying to be Arsenal. We're not trying to get to it where it's like, Ollie's been at the club for 5 years and now we're like, oh, he hasn't shown us anything. Bro, we need to see it now. That way we know 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we're going to be in a better place. It's tough, man. And as you said, it's a multi-layered conversation, isn't it?
100%, man. And that's my thing. And
definitely touched on a lot.
100%. And before we wrap it up, like, my thing is, just to close it out, it's like coaches or managers and whatever are probably the most important off the field figure in a football club. Do you get what I'm saying? Apart from the players on the pitch, managers are definitely the most important, and what they do, regardless of the guys above,
it's a lot on their plate.
So much on their plate. Do you get what I'm saying? How I look at things in terms of these managers is, are there signs? Is there something? And I'm not clutching that. Is there something that I can claw onto and say,
Son just scored 1-0.
Oh, sorry, 1-0.
Yeah.
Is there something I can cling onto and say, calm, like, cool? And in my case, maybe I'll leave you to speak on the United factor of it. In my case, I think there is. As much as I've disagreed with Lampard for so long. Hold on. As much as I've disagreed.
No, I was going to agree with you, innit? Because I think guys like Pulisic has shown so much since he's been at the club, and he wasn't that guy at Dortmund. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had signs. He had potential to be that player, but you could say Lampard has kind of unraveled it. But he needs to make sure he doesn't like tamper with it.
Exactly. Exactly. And to be honest,
the only way you know that Pulisic can't play on the right is by playing him on the right consistently, and then it doesn't work. You don't like. Do you get what I'm saying? You just sometimes you think, cool, because I've seen him play so well on the left. Let me try to run him on the right.
This.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, let's call it for what it is, man. Fam, Ollie. The reason why I'm gonna cut him a bit of slack is because, bro, look at it for what it is. Like, your three most. Not maybe I won't use the word impressive. Maybe that's a bit strong, but your three relatively better games have been the games where it's been an unorthodox lineup. The lineups we've criticised. Yes, Newcastle was when the bench came on, but that's a tactic in itself. Bring your best players when the defending team is tired, and then you could beat them. Like, do you get what I'm saying? PSG. You can't tell me the PSG game.
I'm not going to be.
Do you get what I'm saying? The United game.
No, the PSG game was big time. It was big time.
Like some United fans, like the really, really optimistic ones, would say, bro, look at it for where it is. They had the better chances against Chelsea, and you could have said put more pressure on Chelsea, but then you would have exposed yourself on the counter. And did you really want to do that? You had the chances to win that game. Let's be honest.
Yeah. No, as you said, it's still early in the season, and I think I have my current stance on Ollie, but things can change.
What does he need to do to wrap it up? Last question. What does Ollie need to do to get you back on board? In a little one sentence. What does he need to do? What do you need to see?
Play your best players and get the best out of them. It's that simple. Like, I'm not asking for him to. I'm not even talking about results. Do you know what I mean? I just want to see evidence that he can play our best players and put them in a position to be successful.
No, so I don't want to see. It is results, man. At the end of
it's not. No, bro, it's not all about. Obviously, results matters. Results matters. Results is the evidence at the end of the day that you're
that's
actually being successful in whatever you're trying to do. But if I see a team that we put out with a diamond of, Fred, Pogba, Van der Beek, Bruno, and we actually control the ball for a game, then I'm like, okay, do you know what I mean? That's a building block. We've actually shown for once we can control possession. But I need to see that. More specifically, I'd say I need to see us dominate a game. Genuinely, I can't remember a game in Ollie's tenure where we've had like 60% of the possession, had bare shot attempts, and had bare goals.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I don't remember a game like that. If you can show me that, then boom, that's a building block.
But the same thing for me. I would have said maybe about 3 weeks ago. I would have said I have not seen Lampard come into a game and say, "Let's be defensively solid. Let's manage this game. Let's not concede." And I've never seen that till these recent weeks. Do you get what I'm saying? These things take time, And fair enough, there's management issues in the squad that I have problems with, like Tomori, Hudson-Odoi. I've already said it. I've been very vocal. They need to leave. They need to save their careers. I love these guys to bits, and I want them and I want to see them succeed at other clubs. In it, it's just not going to be at Chelsea, because clearly there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know. I'm hearing Rudiger,
especially in the case of Tomori
coming back. Yeah, boy. So I don't know in it, but at the end of the day, I've now seen something that I've never seen my team do in recent times, in recent memory. Chelsea used to be known for their defensive prowess. Like, it used to be defense first.
Bro,
like,
you used to be one of the best defensive teams in the world.
Fam, do you get what I'm saying? So for me to see that we can keep clean sheets now, we've got a keeper, we've got a back four. It's now, let's move it forward. Let's gel together. And the more time they play together, like, we can score goals. We've seen it. It's just now, let's not compromise.
Finding the balance.
Exactly, finding the balance. And there's no better way to put it, man. But once again, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I mean,
come on.
It turned from talking about the game to speaking about the managers as a whole. A great perspective. I love the talk today. Great debate. Always great talking to you, my bro.
Come on.
But let us know what you think, man. Do you think that these new managers are being scapegoated? Do you think that these sentimental managers... I mean, the sentimental thing about clubs, they need to stop this idea and bring in well-known, experienced managers, high-profile managers. Like, tell us what you think in the comments. Let us know. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff for us. Put the bell on so you know when we have episodes coming. I got a video coming out this week for you. Darren's got some stuff cooking for you. You've got an NFL episode coming out
real soon.
Yeah, make sure you follow us as well at Eyes on the Ball TV on all platforms. But yeah, apart from that, Darren, you can have the final words, man.
Just to enforce what you said, man. Just appreciate the love, appreciate the growth.
Yeah, the growth.
The content's gonna keep coming.
100%.
Yeah, man. We just appreciate the loyal ones, the ones that been riding up from early.
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah, man. Just know we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep coming with the content.
Never. Well, we're going to the top still, and we have great faith in this, man. And it's great to talk. But yeah, that's all, man. Peace out.
For sure. We out.